which didn't fit in that area. So we basically ripped the whole thing out, and the fridge is going to go over here, kind of closer into the kitchen.
Hello friends, and welcome to our channel. We're Marianne and Gord, two hopeless adventurers from Northern Ontario. We invite you to come along with us as we renovate our 1984 Ford E350 motorhome, the Diesel Duchess, and then hit the road with no destination in mind, just following the sun and the warmer weather and exploring all the nooks and crannies along the way. Are you ready? The time is now.
Starting to reconstruct this cabinet here. We had the furnaces down there. We had the refrigerator on top of that, and then nothing much up there. Oh, we had the microwave there, but we just mounted it there. But we're not going to have a microwave anymore. Yeah, and the fridge was only maybe 3 cubic feet or something like that. A small bar fridge, which is run off 120 volts. So now we're going to put in a 9 cubic foot 12 volt fridge. So which didn't fit in that area, so we basically ripped the whole thing out, and the fridge is going to go over here, kind of closer into the kitchen. I'm just going to reinforce this wheel well for the fridge to sit on, and then what was originally the fridge vent door at the back of the fridge, which was a propane electric fridge originally, before the bar fridge was in there. I removed that door, went to a bigger door, which we'll have a little surprise after what that's going to be. This is the awesomeness of RV construction. I've already moved back the little framing where the wires go through the floor there. I'm going to reinforce this box, so it doesn't really matter where that little framing is, but original construction had that framing right over top of the wires that come out of the floor. For you can see where the old screw was and where the wall was sitting, right on top of these wires. They seem okay. They made it 100,000 kilometers, but yeah, that's how it was probably built when it was new. The vent hose for the heater was almost completely collapsed. I don't know if that's from when it was originally built too, because it's a pretty much enclosed box that you can't really put things in, so I assume it was always like that. So we straightened that out and fixed this, and we'll keep on going from there. A little vent cut in the wall there for the fridge, because the fridge has a coil on the back, and the old fridge, which was over here, vented up through the roof and had a vent in the wall down below. So I was going to close this vent in the roof up, but I think I'm going to leave it for now, and then air can vent across from under the bed here and flow up past the fridge coils and out through the roof. We'll see how that goes. Fridge is just kind of sitting in place. It's actually running right now. So we got the new 12 volt fridge, 9 cubic feet I believe, which is about twice the size of the bar fridge we had in here before. And it doesn't have mounting for RV. Basically it's a cottage kind of solar fridge, so I use the reversing door hinge holes up here, bolted an aluminum bracket there, and also bolted another piece of aluminum to the into the one of the studs up in the roof there where that upper wall of the cabinet used to be mounted. So that's going to mount to that once we put it all in place. Also I made this aluminum angle bracket. Had to add a couple pieces for spacing to make it all work out, because the hinge is on this side, so it makes it a little thicker. But it actually bolts into the holes that the adjustable leg screwed into, so that's going to bolt in under the fridge there, and then it's going to mount right to the front of the cabinet, so I can kind of adjust where I want the fridge to get it all nice and straight, not really level by any means because it's an RV and it's never exactly level, I guess, but to make it look right in the hole, and then screw it into place. And then I'll drill a hole for that upper bracket once I get it where I want it, and put a bolt through there. So here's where we're at with the new cabinet. To relocate the fridge over here, we had the fridge in there, and we have that all figured out with the bracketry to mount it. Now we took it back out to build all this in, boxed over the wheel well for the fridge to sit on, and then rearranged this section above the furnace for the Traeger barbecue, which we can access from the outside. This rolls out here, brings the Traeger outside. I'm going to seal really well around the back of this cabinet because the rest of it's already sealed, so then we won't get any smoke from the Traeger inside, hopefully. So we have the furnace down there, which will have an access door. Traeger on rollout. Those are like heavy duty full slides, so they go all out like a triple slide. Rated for I think 500 pounds, which maybe is some kind of rating. I don't know if it's true, but definitely hold up that Traeger. Little Ranger, no problem. 2 drawers. Oh, and then we're going to have 2 little cubbies here that aren't going to have doors. They're going to be just open. Maybe we'll put a basket in each of them or something. And then we have our 8-inch shelf with an outlet in it. 15-inch shelf, another 15-inch shelf with an outlet in it. And the fridge cavity here. And I put in another outlet over here. We're going to put a TV on a swinging mount over here. So we got an outlet in there above the bed. The where the fridge vent used to be is actually now an RV door, which I painted, but doesn't exactly match perfectly, but it's not bad. That's going to be for the Traeger. So a little more progress on the new cabinet here. I put a little bit of trim on the front of these shelves just so things can't slide out, and trimmed it around these openings. These ones aren't going to get doors or drawers or anything. They're just going to get some bins thrown in them, like baskets of some sort. I put little strips on the front of these also, though, to so whatever's in there can't slide out. Got all the beadboard on, so that's all on there, ready for Marianne to paint now, pretty much. I cut the opening out down here for the furnace access, which we're just going to use the old furnace door that was there. And so next step tomorrow, work on those doors, get them in place. Hopefully they fit, everything lines up, and then once that's all painted, the fridge can go in and we'll be looking good. I put a little latex on the gaps on the top. The bottom we're going to trim the same as the original trim was on this side and around the bottom, and then it's going to get painted the same color as the cabinets over here, the greeny color. So the other thing I did today is added in this little controller, which is just some cheapy little Chinese electronic thing, but it basically is a, I think it was a 20 amp switch controlled by a temperature probe. So I use this in the fridge opening. I did make a hole in the wall down here under the bed so we can get air circulating up past that, the back of the fridge, which the back of it in that cavity, there is quite a bit of room behind it. So the air can circulate up through there. And then I made another hole in the inside this cabinet back here. And then the old propane fridge used to vent out there, so I can get circulation going up and through out there, is my theory. And I just put a computer fan in here, which is on right now. Listen. Very quiet. It's a quiet computer fan. Doesn't move a ton of air, but it does move air. And so this little controller controls the fan. I have it set for 80 degrees Fahrenheit right now to turn the fan on. And then if it drops below 80, it'll turn the fan off, of course. I assume it would just run most of the time at that temperature. I don't know. Well, I guess it depends on how cold it is outside, but right now it's pretty warm outside today, and it seems to heat up pretty fast in here. We don't have any curtains on or anything, so I have the temperature probe just sitting in this cavity on top of the fridge. So that's measuring what temperature is inside that fridge cavity. So that'll keep the air moving and hopefully make the fridge run a little bit more efficiently than it would if it was not getting good air circulation. So at the fridge latch here, I made up this fridge latch thing yesterday. Just welded a couple little pieces of flat bar. Actually, it was an old angle bracket. I just cut it up into the lengths I needed and a couple little tack welds. And so this is going to mount on the fridge between the doors here, and then I can stick a pin in there. That's a pretty quick, easy solution to get the job done. So I just found 2 screws that go into these holes for the hinges if the door was to be reversed. A little bit of movement in the one hole to help align it. Drop down a little bit. This bracket, after I welded it up yesterday, I painted it with some black paint because that's all I have is black paint. And to make the paint harder, what I usually do is throw it in the oven. I'll put it on after the paint dries up a bit. I put it in the oven at 350 for half an hour, and that bakes the paint on there. It tends to make it a little more durable. Your wife might not like it that much, but mine's getting used to the stuff that I do, so. But it works. So I have this big clip to put in here to secure the fridge now when we're traveling. So just when we're traveling, we need to put it in there. I could probably find a nicer pin, but that's what I had. A little industrial, but it gets the job done for now. And if I find a nicer looking pin, I'll put it on there.
Over here was where the fridge was located. And it held a small fridge with a microwave on the top. And then over here, it had a small closet with a couple of drawers underneath. So it really didn't give us very usable space. And we also knew that we wanted to have a bigger fridge. So we started looking at it and started pulling things apart. And the next thing we knew, the whole cabinet came out. So we wanted to relocate the fridge over here. So we have a newer fridge, or a brand new fridge. This is a unique. It is designed for off-grid, so it runs on 12 volt. It's awesome. I believe it's 9 or 10 cubic feet, so it's perfect for the 2 of us. And then over here we have a pantry system with the very important coffee pot. We actually have 2 plugins in here that were here originally, and it works perfect to store our coffee pot. And then just a couple of drawers down here. And then these here are very deep cubbies. These actually hold all of our spices. It has 2 bins per row. It works just great with a little lip on them. Nothing slides out.
Friday night, and well, it's Saturday now. Or Saturday morning, 1 or 2 in the morning, and
the time is now. It's now.
And you didn't make her to Vegas.
Well, just like that GS, that deal up on Vancouver Island on that bike, all them parts. Can't always get what you want. And it's not over. We're still going.